There are some new players in the foldables market, but Samsung is known to invest a lot of time and effort in software development. So we get this new flagship, the Galaxy Z Fold5, with some unique productive features. For example, here on the browser, if you open it in a partially folded mode, it opens in a split view with the touchpad on the bottom half, gives you the impression of a laptop. It changes to different other avatars considering the apps that are running on the top half, which I will talk about later. So you can scroll, you can pinch in or pinch out, all the things you can do on a touchpad. And obviously for some apps, it's so much intuitive. The good thing is you can turn on this experimental feature for all the apps you have on your phone. Now let me show you what happens when you play a YouTube video. As you can see, the bottom half becomes the media controller with everything you need. So first of all, you don't have to have a separate dock or stand with you to watch videos, and this thing is so intuitive for video calls, for Zoom meetings. You have the front facing camera perfectly facing you, and you get other controllers at the bottom half. Once again, this is in still beta, and more apps are getting optimized for this partially folded mode. Now once you tap on any text input area, you get the split keyboard, which is perfect for two-hand typing. If you are used to that, you can resize or stretch the keyboard from the keyboard settings. You might not even have to pick up the phone, but once again, this is something you need to get used to. Now here in the gallery, it gets more and more interesting. Obviously you can double tap to zoom in or zoom out, or you can use the pinch gestures. It's so smooth and responsive. If you swipe up with two fingers, you get the details, and if you swipe down with two fingers, you get the gallery view. Now let me show you the best use of having a touchpad in the editor. You can fine-tune different effects or selections. For example, if I want to adjust this crop, I can simply use two fingers. For lasso tools, it's so much intuitive. You can draw on the screen without covering it with your fingers. You can simply follow the mouse pointer, and for serious editors or photographers, it's such a nice feature to have. This is just a start, guys. More and more serious editing softwares, games will be optimized for this kind of Z Fold like foldables, and Samsung can be the pioneer here. I mean, they revolutionized the phablets with the Galaxy Note series. Now that they killed the Note phones, they can actually focus on this Z Fold series and make it truly a revolution. In fact, I think Z Fold series should have the S Pen inbuilt. I will upload a video showing you the awesome things you can do with an S Pen on the Galaxy Z Fold 5. So check the description below. Apart from the touchpad, you get the option to take a screenshot, change the brightness, and most importantly, split screen. That is, in this mode, if you want, you can open a second application on the bottom half. So for example, you are watching a video and you want to chat with your friend on the bottom half, so you can do that. So that's another way to take advantage of this big display in this partially folded mode. Once you close the bottom app, you get back the touchpad, and for your information, if you fully open the flaps, the app becomes full screen. Now here at the bottom, you get the recent apps and the taskbar, so you can drag and drop apps from the recents or your taskbar to the top or bottom half of the screen. As you can see, for this kind of gestures, S Pen is much more user friendly. You can also access all the apps from the apps drawer. If you drag the apps from the taskbar and drop them in the middle of the screen, you can open them in a pop-up window. So that's how you can multitask on this big display phone. So maybe you are doing some calculations, you can keep a calculator floating on the screen, or maybe a notepad. If you are taking some notes, watching a video on YouTube, you can make it see-through or transparent, open it in split view or full screen mode. Definitely in this partially folded mode, multitasking in multi-window becomes more intuitive, easy to use. You can interchange the apps and the touchpad, but I will not suggest you to do that because you will be scratching the camera bump. And of course, partially folded mode can act as a stand or a tripod for the front or rear cameras. And one of the best use of this mode I am about to show you. When the phone is in partially folded mode, I have set some conditions or routines from the settings menu. So once the phone is in this folding status, you get these notifications, and after a few seconds, the pre-programmed app runs on the screen. The display becomes black and white, the wallpaper is changed, and a lot of things happened. You can predefine such changes to happen or some apps to launch, and once you fully open the phone or close the flaps, the mode turns off. So let me show you what happened here. Firstly, I will show you how to enable the flex mode or partially folded mode. So go to advanced features, then labs, because this is an experimental feature, is still in beta, so it will get better and better. Here you get flex mode panel, so open it and you get the idea what happens here. Keep an app open on top of the screen and get additional controls on the bottom of the screen while your phone is folded upright. This flex mode panel is only available for apps that support multi-window. Here is a list of all supported apps. You can turn it on for all the apps here. You can turn on or off the taskbar from the display settings. So scroll down to taskbar and you can turn on or off. You can also set the number of recent apps from 2 to 4. I will show you more tricks on the taskbar, so watch till the end. Finally, let's talk about the routine I have set. So go to modes and routines. Here you can set different routines for different kind of location, time, situation, like when you are sleeping, you are in theater, driving, exercising. And if you go to custom, you can actually set a condition for the flex mode, that is the partially folded mode. So here scroll down in the condition and set the folding status to partially folded. So once the phone goes in partially folded mode, that is once the condition is met, you can turn on automatically a lot of settings options, like you can turn on do not disturb mode with conditions like calls and messages from your favorites or your contacts. You can turn on and off your app notifications, restrict app uses, like you can restrict apps from sending you notifications. Choose the right settings in this folded mode, like you can turn on grayscale if you do reading in this mode, or you can turn on the dark mode, which is for night. You can set custom color temperature for the screen. In this demo, I have turned on the grayscale mode. You can open certain apps in this partially folded mode. So maybe the Google Chrome or any game you play in this mode, which will be really nice. Other options include sound mode, volume, play music, read notifications aloud, voice wake up, which involves Bixby, Samsung's own voice assistant, control smart things like your smart home, smart gadgets, which has two options when the mode starts and finish. So maybe you can control the lighting of your room, maybe you can turn on the gaming lights when the phone goes in the flex mode. Your favorite games launches on the top screen with the controller on the bottom. You get your gaming lights, your AC turns on, your Bluetooth speaker turns on and also connects to the phone, and you can also add actions, like you may set the display brightness to maximum, the motion smoothness to 120 Hz. So this is something really cool on your Galaxy Z Fold 5. Before I end this video, I want to also quickly show you some amazing tricks with the taskbar. Here at the bottom, you can drag and drop, and depending on the location, you can split the screen into two or open it in a pop-up window. You can of course resize the windows as per your need. You get your recent apps here, which can be also dragged and dropped to open in any of these multi-windows. Let's quickly talk about the keyboard as well, how you can customize or resize it. So you get options to make it
floating so that it does not overlap other windows. You can also make it split for better two-handed typing or like this. So depending on your uses or your hand size, your preference, you can customize the keyboard in a lot of ways. The size and transparency of the keyboard can be manually set as well. Lastly, if you want, you can hide the taskbar by tapping and holding on this empty space, and you can get it back by doing the same. This will prevent accidental touch or if you don't want any distractions. So how was this video, guys? Did you like it? Did you find it useful? If so, can you please give it a thumbs up or maybe subscribe to this channel? The tips and tricks video is also coming soon, so stay tuned, guys.